Welcome back, beautiful loves. It's Kathleen from the Universal Empowerment Studio. Today, it's day 3. We're going to be talking about the third house, communication, how we speak, how we listen, how we learn, verbally, non-verbally, how we're received by others. The third house has to do with early learning, and everyone learns differently. There are inverted people and extroverts. This house helps us to self-express when our throat chakra is aligned, although we don't all have the same styles of expression. The third house, it also represents our experiences with siblings or childhood relations. The third house space reflects your rational mind. So in the third house domain, no matter what sign is on your third house cusp or what sign the planet of Mercury is in, you can learn to communicate using all 4 elements. Communication is fundamental to our happiness and our success. Let us go over some basic communication tips based on the sign that may be ruling your third house. Let's begin with Aries. Let's remind Aries that speaking is not a competition and to slow down. Use your boldness to be kind and protective. And for Taurus, it's wise to use your sensual gap of communication to be clear and concise without taking too much time to get to the point. Gemini, keep it to one topic at a time and take pauses to see if others are still with you. And Cancer, you can use your emotional responsiveness to speak to people's strengths rather than mothering them. Leo, be dramatic and affectionate in your speech, yet also host the warm radiance of others, because it is also about them. You're the master communicator of details, Virgo. And Libra, you can use your exquisite diplomatic skills to shine the light on others. But don't forget that your opinion matters too. And Scorpio, you're fine to be able to dig under any surface with your probing, questions, and attentiveness and listening skills. Sagittarius, your joy and directness is your superpowers. Capricorn, you're really great at getting to the bottom line and keeping things real. Aquarius, you're great at putting the pieces together, but don't be so out there where people can't follow you. Pisces, your empathy is fabulous and your sensitivity is definitely needed in conversations. Now let's break it down into each of the elements, and depending on which sign you are, which sign is in your third house, you might be able to resonate to how each of these elemental qualities can be brought into your style of speaking, writing, teaching, or communicating with others through your words and through practice. Fire element, you can speak directly, honestly, passionately, and bravely. And they say it is things the way that they are. And they could be more mindful, though, when it comes to waiting for others to finish talking before they start speaking. Earth elements, they talk specifically a little more slowly, thoughtfully, and cautiously, and coherently. They could be more mindful of getting more right to the point. Air elements, they speak logically, openly, fairly, intellectually, and radically, and they could pay more attention to how others are feeling during conversations. Water element usually speaks softly and kindly and compassionately, and even empathetically and lovingly with feeling. And they should avoid communicating from a wounded or disempowered place. The third domain requires equal focus on speaking and listening. All elements sometimes lack the ability to deeply listen. Air elements, they can get distracted, or water can start to identify. Fire, they can go right to positivity, and earth can give advice instead of deeply listening. So it's important to recognize your go-to ways of responding to others and really pay attention by observing yourself to see if you're truly deeply listening to what others are saying without organizing yourself to respond or reply while the other person is still speaking. Because that other person, they want to be heard and seen just as much as you do. And when we deeply listen, we can call upon all four elements, and we can listen with real understanding, true empathy, making others feel heard, seen, and also understood. It's more of a heart-centered focus of the emotional state of others when we are receiving and reflecting while we're listening. It's great to pay attention not only to the content and the process of what a person is saying, but also to their body language, their emotional tone, and it will have you a little bit more deeply engaged. With all of this, set an intention to listen responsively. And that means reflecting on the content of what the person's saying as well as the feeling behind it. And when you can add this process of feeling reflection into your verbal skills, it will help people to feel definitely more cared for. So seek to bring in all the skillful energies of all the four elements into your communication abilities and cultivate the fiery quality of directness with an intention to creating harmony and develop the ability to stay alert while engaging with another person's point of view, while feeling the heat of the conversation and cultivating awareness at the same time. When you take time to speak and be clear about the goal of your sharing, you want to be grounded, you want to be centered, and when you speak attentively and in a pace, then the length of your sharing will cultivate clarity. When you can stay on topic, you can learn to tolerate and celebrate various points of view without judging any indifferences. And this helps you to lead with empathy and show a true interest and understanding with others' core values and their feelings. And learn to use feelings as an appropriate gateway for further discussion. And this is going to really help you in areas when it comes time for negotiating and compromising with others. So join us next time for Day 4 and House 4. And I will see you there. Namaste, everyone. Thanks for listening.